Hello, today I will tell you about the Xtool P2 machine. More than 6 months ago, Xtool sent me one of the best laser machines for cutting plastic and plywood, and all this time I've been using it in my workshop, and I can confidently say this is the best machine today that you can buy for a small home workshop. When I got the machine, the first thing I noticed was the build quality. Moreover, this machine looks very high quality externally, and the manufacturer has paid great attention to the design of the case. Usually all machines are made more roughly, there are minor inconsistencies, but here everything is just perfect. The machine cover opens clearly with a soft finish due to gas lifts. I still can't get used to the machine and how much the Xtool has worked on every smallest detail. The most element of the machine is the CO2 tube, which is located at the back of the machine. There are many different bloggers now doing reviews on plywood cutting machines that use 20 to 40 watt solid state lasers. I also have a 20 watt laser cutting machine, but it cuts plywood very slowly. The power of the Xtool P2 machine is as much as 55 watts, which allows you to cut thick plywood much faster. Before using the machine, it is necessary to fill a special coolant for CO2 tube in a special barrel. I've had the machine ready to go for a while now, so let's turn the machine on. Despite the fact that I have been working on the machine for half a year now, it is in perfect condition thanks to the good force smoke extraction by means of the inbuilt fan. The laser head is arranged as follows. A laser beam is formed in a glass tube and shone into a mirror. This mirror re-reflects the laser beam into the head, where another mirror in the head itself directs the beam straight down. Note that the laser head is raised and lowered by a stepper motor, which is very rare in this type of machine. This machine has a camera which helps to position the workpieces very clearly on the table and to be sure that during cutting the machine will cut clearly on the workpiece and will not miss. When there are a lot of small scraps left over during the cutting process, they all fall onto the tray under the machine. You take the tray out, throw away all the scraps, and then quickly put it back in, which is very convenient. Xtool has its own program for controlling this machine. It can be downloaded from the manufacturer's official website. I figured out how to work in the program in about 5 minutes, and let me show you a couple of cool functions. I have a laptop on Windows, there is also a program for MacBook. We install the necessary driver, connect the cable to the USB port in the computer, and then connect to the machine in the Type-C port and run the program. I don't want to search the internet for a vector image. I'm just gonna choose a standard vector image that the software can offer me and try to cut it out. First we will cut the drawing out of 3mm plywood, and then I want to cut the same drawing out of 6mm plywood. Right now the cutting speed is actual, but to avoid waiting a long time, I'll speed up the process. The plywood is 3mm thick and the machine cut quite quickly. I use the standard cutting speed settings in the software depending on the thickness of the material, although it is possible to adjust the power and speed manually. I like the edge of the cut, it is very smooth and it shows that the mechanics of the machine are working perfectly. Now let's try cutting the same pattern out of 6mm plywood. Well, you can see that the machine handles the cutting without any problems, and this time I did not set up anything myself. I just chose 6mm plywood in the program and used the default cutting parameters. In general, the machine can cut plywood up to 12mm thick, but unfortunately, I do not have such thick plywood in stock. Pay attention to how clearly the image is positioned in the center of the workpiece. The point is that there is a camera in the program, and with its power it is possible to set and scale the vector image on the workpiece with millimeter accuracy. I have never seen such a function in similar machines, and I don't know why other manufacturers don't make such a function. It turns out that with this machine you can minimize plywood trimming and use almost all the material without any leftovers. I would like to note that I did not prepare the photo for engraving in any way. I just loaded it into the program and started the machine. To get the best result, it is usually necessary to further process the photo through Photoshop by changing its contrast and shadow gradient. For a first engraving, I think the result is very cool, considering the fact that I have always been cutting plywood and not engraving. Once again, I noticed that this machine is convenient because everything is well thought out and optimized. It is enough to load a drawing or vector image and just press a button, and then the machine will do everything by itself, and it is very happy. For this machine I have additional accessories that allow me to extend the working field of the machine up to 3 meters. I have disassembled them so that you can see what they look like before assembly. I have used this kit very often in my workshop. I can say that I have done about 80% of my tasks using this automatic conveyor. Let me put it together and show you how it works. I assembled the machine, and now its working field has increased in length to 3 meters. Most of the time I use the machine exactly like this. There is a video on my channel about how to quickly make a collapsible pull-up bar, and I've been making them to order for a long time. So the boxes for my pull-up bar I cut out using this machine. Now I'm going to cut a large box and you'll see how it goes. Well, the box is ready. It took the machine 1 minute and 40 seconds to cut it out. I designed this box myself specifically for the dimensions of my pull-up bar. Let me put it together for you now. That's what this self-assembled box looks like. I have already cut several hundred boxes like this on this machine. Let me show you something. Here is my newly cut box, and this is how I stacked my pull-up bars in it. Notice how tight everything is, and that's a big plus with this machine. You can cut your products on it and immediately cut your packaging on the machine. I also made complex shaped pull-up bars, and to package them I cut this large 2-piece package on this machine. By the way, I'm preparing the next batch of my pull-up bars, and look how much I have worth of cut boxes that I have yet to glue together. You can notice how clean the edge of the boxes are. It's as if the boxes were cut with a knife, not a laser. Very clean cut, no blackening or smearing. In fact, I have used the laser cut plywood machine in many places, and one such example is a box for transporting pull-up bars. To give you an idea, the pull-up bar I designed consists of 3 parts that are quickly connected to each other. The bracket hangs on the wall and the handles can be quickly removed. Painting of the pull-up bars is done by a third-party company, and the biggest problem is to carry several dozen pieces at a time without scratching them in transit. I had an ongoing problem with small defects and designed special crates. Right now the soft handles are put on a pull-up bar and I can't fit them into this crate. After painting, I insert the handles from the pull-up bar into the holes and fill the entire drawer that way. Then I throw the crate in the car and transport it without any problems. In this way the handles are not scratched and always remain intact. I have made a lot of such boxes to transport a large batch of pull-up bars at a time. The problem of defects during transport was several months, and I designed and cut the boxes on the machine in one day. That's what a machine like this is good for. In general, it is very difficult to tell in one video about this machine, as it has a lot of unusual functions that need to be demonstrated on specific examples. One of the functions is cutting or engraving on uneven surfaces. Also in the program it is possible with the help of artificial intelligence to automatically place images for cutting or engraving literally at the press of a button. This is a very interesting feature about which I will try to tell in the next videos on my channel and demonstrate on my project. This video I made so that you appreciate the basic functions of the machine well, and further, if you are interested in such equipment, I will leave a link in the description under the video to the official website Xtool. There is very informative and clearly shown what this machine can do. Well, this video I finish. I will go to think about some interesting project on which it would be possible to test this machine in full program, and that it would be interesting for you to look at all its possibilities instead of my chatter. All my friends, until the next video.